Hi, guys, and welcome back to a coffee chat. I'm Dr. Boomer Brown with Doing Good at Work. Well, we're focusing on ourselves as human beings, and we're using this diagram to kind of explain some of the basic parts of who we are as humans. We know humans are body, soul, and spirit. But inside us, there are 5 primary parts that make up who we are and how we function every day. See, we are sensate beings. We sense things through our 5 senses, and we sense that in this physical world. So the first area we always look at in the box is the physical area. This is where I focused on the physical nature of who you are last week. And I said that in that physical nature, this is all things that have to do with me physically. This is about my physiology. This is about my anatomy. This is about my, body parts, about my muscles and, the nervous system and all the things that go into making humans physically. And I said, you need to think about every day how you're feeling. Go get a physical, find out where you are from a vital standpoint and understand that so you have a benchmark. But, pay some attention to what you're eating, how you're sleeping, the exercise that you're getting. And I really focused on rest. Make sure that you get some rest every day. And I challenge you to try to get 8 hours of sleep. Reason why I say 8 hours is good, because we know from data around the world that people who get 8 hours of sleep on a regular basis live longer. So think about that. Now today I want to look at the mental side of who you are. Now we're not talking necessarily about mental health. That might be a possibility, might be included in this, but what I'm talking about is your mentality, your mental functions is how you're thinking. Okay, how are you thinking? And why this is important is because so as you think, so as you feel. And so as you feel, so as you act. We call that TFA, think, feel, and act. That pattern leads to consequences. There are always triggers that kick off our thinking, and our thinking leads to our feeling, and our feeling leads to actions that we choose. That's a part of our will, and then there are consequences. So controlling that is very important. So in the mental side of how you're thinking, I like to start with this. What are you loading your mind with? Where are you getting thoughts from? Where are you getting information from? Well, some of it is in your environment and your upbringing and the patterns that are developed in your behavioral development. But what I want you to understand this is we are continuing to put information into our minds, into the mental capacities of who we are. And we do that through things like books and movies and television and podcast and, sometimes conversations. Who are you talking to? Who are you hanging out? That kind of bleeds over into the social area. But my question to you is this: what are you loading your mind with? I had a mentor a long time ago that says my mind is like a huge lake, and I put information into the lake so that I have a reservoir of information and ideas and thoughts that I can draw upon when I need them. If you don't continually load your mind with good things, the mental side of you is not developed, then you are undeveloped from a mental standpoint. And when you have stress points in your life, when you need to think through a process, when you need ideas and information, many times that's not in your mind if you don't think about those input sources that input information into your mind. So I challenge you today and in this moment of time with you to think about what you're listening to, what you're feeding on from a mental standpoint, what you're thinking about, who you're talking to, the ideas, what you're listening to on the radio, what you're watching on TV, what's those podcasts look like. What are you reading? Articles, magazines, books. All of these things are important to develop you as a well-rounded person. Even though the box is square, we're looking for well-rounded people in the physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual areas. Well, that's what I got for you this week. I hope you'll come back next week to a coffee chat. I'm going to talk about the emotional side of you, give you a little tidbit. And then the following week, I'll talk to you about some of the social pieces. And on the 5th Wednesdays of the month, I'll pick up an idea from the spiritual side. Listen, thanks for joining me. And always, I look forward to seeing you next time or next week on a coffee chat.